Okay, so I'm just going to watch the first little bit, see where you're at, and then I'm going to start talking.
This will protect
Taking
us.
damage.
Okay, so the first thing I gotta ask is, what was that bubble?
This will protect
Taking
us.
damage.
Like, it got absolutely nothing. I think it's also in part misunderstanding what Monkey's bubble is for. Because, like, I think you put this here so your team could back up through it and, like, be protected. The enemy would have to walk through your bubble to get here. But your bubble is paper thin. You don't want to put it anywhere where the entire enemy team can shoot it because it'll just evaporate. And you don't want to think of it as for absorbing damage. It's not about blocking damage, it's about blocking enemy healing. Which, what do they got? A Brig and a Moira? It's not going to be super effective at that. Pack and Orbs can go through shields. Inspire doesn't go through shields, so you could, like, isolate the Brig, maybe. Moira's left click doesn't go through, but, like, she's mobile, so, like, it's gonna be hard. Your bubble, it's gonna be hard to get value out of your bubble, so since there isn't healing, really, that you can cut off, look to use your bubble to split the enemy apart or isolate people. So, you wouldn't put your bubble here or even here, but if you were to drop it right here, these guys are in bubble, they have to walk through it. Sorry, I did that badly. I'm trying to, like, you want to, like, cut some of them off. So some are inside, some are outside, sort of thing. Or, I mean, really, you wouldn't put a bubble here, so I'm just sort of, like, illustrating things. But, like, if you could cut off the Hanzo here, or cut off, like, Hog Hanzo from these guys, like, that could be a good bubble. It would take them a couple of shots to break it. These two would still break it super quickly, but, like, at least it's kind of splitting them apart, yeah? But you're gonna really struggle with Monkey against this. Hog's gonna wreck you. Reaper's gonna wreck you. Hanzo's gonna wreck you. Brig is gonna fuck up your dives. Maybe not in bronze, but, like, a good Brig will fuck up your dives. You just can't really do anything to Moira. And Sig can also wreck you and fuck up your dives with Rock. Like, you're gonna have a real hard time here. Which means you're going to have to look to engage, not when the enemy team is grouped up like this, but look to split them apart, separate them. So, like, instead of going into them face first, what if you let them walk in, and then you jumped over and behind, you bubbled off this Hanzo and killed him, and then you walked into the Sig who's low and you kill the Sig, and you kind of work your way backwards and pinch them with your team. Maybe you all die anyway, but, like, Monkey's just a massive hitbox. You need to be sneaky on Monkey, because if they see you coming, they're just going to blow you up. You're massive. There we go. Okay.
Barrier active.
Mercy on call.
Send in a VOD today, you know when you get to that? Not a clue. You can look at the list, though.
Barrier activated.
But also, hey, Danken. Alright. You don't want to do that Reaper unless you're really good at bubble dancing.
This will protect us.
There you go. Good melee. You jumped too far. This is better, but watch that Reaper. Okay. So you need to work on your jumping mechanics. And remember, Reaper has self-heal. Like, you're actively making it harder for your team to kill him. Okay. You are actively making it harder for your team to kill this Reaper. Look at his health bar. Where is he? Up here. Like, every time you guys get a blow, he starts ticking back up. Because you're just, like, so easy to shoot. If that Reaper's aim was even a little bit better, he would have killed you. And as it is, he's still alive. Good primal. Trying to knock people off the map, but kind of messed it up. Oh. There's still slow-mo. That was why. Whoops.
Let them up.
That was a good jump. So if you hold S while you jump, you'll do shorter jumps. If you hold W, you'll do longer jumps. Learn to control your jump distance so you can land on top of whoever you want to get. Yeah? It looks like you only ever do max range jumps. There you go. This is better. This is how you want to approach. Come from behind. Now drop your bubble, but you didn't have it because you used it too early. So, like, let's do that again. You flank over here, yeah? You come around. As soon as you get to this door, now you drop your bubble. And that Moira's cut off from these guys. Yeah? And then you can bubble dance and keep doing damage. Rather than jumping on a hog who should kill you. Like, you don't win that 1v1. You also can't kill a rallying brig. You only do 60 damage a second, yo. You have to be going for squishies and going for people that you can actually kill. Tickling tanks and tickling a rallying brig doesn't do anything for your team. If anything, it just helps their supports heal up and get more ult charge. Jump. Okay. Let's slow this down. Jump up. Drop. Bubble. Come through to your team so they can help you. And pinch them. Because, like, this enemy team is starting to push in and engage, so you would cut them off. You would deny some of this healing, you would deny this Hanzo damage, you would deny the Sig damage, and you guys would get to take a 6v3 and then a 6v3. It's a very brief window before that bubble blows up because of just how much damage this enemy team has. But, like, I think that was the strat there. Man, you drop your bubble so early. You're not Reinhardt. If you want to play Reinhardt, play Reinhardt. Like, walk in with a real shield and walk into them face first. Like a Reinhardt. Then play Reinhardt. Oh, good. Good shit. Okay. Yeah. Practice your juggling mechanics. There you go. That was a good job. But remember, bubble is about isolating. It's not about just absorbing random damage. You want to be bubbling the enemy, not yourself and not your team. That bubble was pretty good. Now this brig is going to die because the Moira couldn't help her. That was good. That was the sort of bubble you're going for.
Get into position.
Nice. That was good. That was a lot better at the end. Winston does 42 DPS to armor. Oh yeah, rallying brig. You're not killing a rallying brig. Well, Lord Scrub just did that. what was I gonna say? Yeah, 42 DPS to armor, and she's getting, was it 15 heals a second and 15 armor a second? So, like, you're basically doing 12 damage a second to the Brig, something like that. That math might be off a little bit. Lord Scrub scrubbed. I think there's a confusion here a little bit between main tank and frontline tank. You're not a frontline tank. You're not Reinhardt. Main tank just means that you control the pace of the engagement. You should be, like, setting things up for your team by engaging, but you still need to engage from the sides, from behind, so you don't take, like, insane amounts of damage before you can even take the fight. It's a Tramer, yay! Wait, watch the enemy die? Which enemy? Oh, like, see the other monkey? Lord Scrub? Sure. Let's see what Scrubs did. He tried to jump over the wall and jumped into it, I think. Unlucky. Okay. Let's go back to our hero. Oh, wait. Cool, here we are.
Onward and upward.
You also almost exclusively use your jump to engage. Oof. It's so much better to walk in, drop in from above, whatever, and then use your leap to get out so you can live. Dive is not about walking in and hard committing on your very first try. Dive is about cycles. So by dive, I mean Monkey, DVa, Ball. They're all about cycling their cooldowns and trying again and again and again, and each time you're softening the enemy up, you're getting resources out of them, you're building ult charge for yourself and for your supports, and so long as you don't die, so long as you live to try again, you can keep these cycles up really quickly. If you die, it's a 10-second respawn plus another 10 to 20 seconds to get back to the fight. It's so much better to just live. And your leap lets you live. It's your only mobility. So you sneak around, you flank, you take time. Dive is slow. Dive sets up very slow and plays very slow and patient. You don't force a fight you can't win. You just keep diving. So you sneak up on them, you go through cover, whatever, so they don't really see you. You get behind them, boom, 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 and then, you do some damage, you bubble, dance around your bubble to do some more damage, isolate people, whatever, and then you jump back to your supports who heal you up, get that good ult charge, and then you path again to your next attack while you're getting your cooldowns back, and then you do some damage, and you bubble, and you jump back. Like, not necessarily always like this route. You want to come from, like, different places. This is just, like, an example. But you need to be sneaky and then save your leap to escape. This map is kind of a poor example of this, but in a lot of maps, most maps in this game, in fact, your best bet is going to be to come from the high ground. You leap up onto the high ground to get there fast. You look around to set up. As you're getting your leap back, you drop on top of them, behind the enemy, taser them, drop your bubble, whatever, and then you leap back up to the high ground where they can't really get to you. And you just do that over and over again the whole goddamn game until you win. And you will be surprised at how well that works. So long as you don't die, you gotta live. You gotta stop hard committing to these, and you gotta stop wasting all of your cooldowns, your bubble and your mobility, before the fight even starts, so you don't have either of them to help you live. So, like, right there, you jump Let me show you how you do it. Instead of dropping bubble on the bridge and then primaling, you leap in, you drop your bubble on top of their monkey bubble, and then you primal. So not here. You leap,
Barrier.
bubble, primal. And then you go. Because, like, what is that bubble doing? It's helping no one. Yeah. And so when they're tranking like that, you want to, if you can, knock the Zen away from the rest of their team. If you can juggle the Zen away, that's huge. Yeah. And you just stayed in too long. Does jump Q skip newcomers? No. I think if you haven't had a VOD review yet, I don't think it's gonna jump that Q. Though I might, like, alternate, like, one jump Q, one new. I know, how many, do I have, like, that many brand new ones? You have been waiting a long time, Taser. I owe you one. You've also had, like, 50, though, so, like, I don't feel that bad. Aw, good try. Okay. I sort of wonder why you went Roadhog here. I guess it's not the worst pick. Roadhog. Yeah, I mean, if you feel confident on Roadhog, you can... You might be able to flank and get their Zen. You can counter dive the Reaper, like you can shut down the Reaper if you land the combo. The Hanzo, though, is going to farm you. You can shut down their Monkey. Their Zarya, though, if their Zarya is good, she'll bubble your hooks. Now they got a rhyme. Okay, we're on a reset. Okay, I'm not going to talk too much about Hog. If you want to submit a Hog VOD sometimes, rad, but I think you just, like... Ooh, now we're on DVa. DVa's my girl. I love DVa. Alright. Before this even starts, let's talk about a bunch of things, actually. Running Ball DVa Dive, but Ashe, Kree, Bap, and then a Moira. DVa is one of the most complicated heroes in this game. She has 1,000 jobs, and it's super important that you do all of them all at the same time, because there's almost nothing she does that other tanks in the game don't do better, but none of the tanks can do as many things as she is capable of doing. So it's the multitasking that makes DVa super OP, not any one particular thing she can do, really. So, amongst those jobs, helping your ball, diving with him to confirm kills, especially since you don't have a Tracer or anyone else that can dive with him. That's one thing you should be looking to do. You don't want to feed mech, you don't want to die. You can also help your Kree if he's off-angling. You should be peeling for your Ashe. Your Kree and your Bap should be able to take care of themselves, but, like, any of these guys that you can peel for, you should be peeling for. That is also your job on DVa. Peel your backline. You're a bodyguard. You're kind of bodyguard to the whole team. So, like, even when you're going in to follow up on kills, you're looking to use DM to protect your teammates, to eat up enemy heals. Don't waste your DM like this. You're looking to eat key cooldown. So, eating Zarya right clicks, DMing Reaper when he comes in close to your team is huge. And then DMing Storm Arrows, in addition to, like, Fire Strike, Ultimate. Those are the things you're looking to eat. Yeah, I would mostly be looking to mark this Reaper. Out of all of the things I said, keep an eye on the Reaper and don't let him get value. DM him when he comes in so he doesn't get the self-heal, and help your team focus him down. And again, you're frontlining here. That was good, though. I like that that was really good. Sorry, we're going to back up because that was a DVa moment right there. I love this. Off angles are one of your jobs because of your mobility. Not to take off angles, but to deny them from the enemy. Hanzo doing this is an incredibly powerful move that is incredibly difficult for your team. This is a very strong off angle relative to where his team is pushing. Whether or not he understands this in bronze, who knows? But, like, he's doing a very good thing for his team. So you, coming over here, especially since you're helping your Kree and you're making this a 2v1, but even if it was just you, pushing him back and being like, no, motherfucker, get back. Such a huge move. That is exactly what you need to do. And then, to actually impress me, not only do you do this, you pivot super quick to this Reaper, and you help your Kree take down the Reaper. So like I said, it's the multi-tat. Oh! And then you isolate that Zarya like that, booping her in away from her team. Yo! Those are big fucking plays. The only thing that's genuinely impressed by all of that, like, the pivoting to make, like, you have a billion different drops. The way you do them all is to be able to pivot very quickly between them, like on a dime as needed, and you just demonstrated that very well. Where it went wrong for you was you just were soaking up way too much damage, being low ground open space on the point. Like, DVa, like Monkey, just soaks up damage. So, hug this pillar. Play behind this thing. Fly up onto here and take this high ground, and then shoot down on them from above. Fly up on top of this, and shoot down from above, and then drop down. Come up here, pressure from behind, or pressure from right up here. Like, stuff like that, where you have cover high grounds if possible. So you just take less damage while you're doing all these things that you were doing. Maybe it adds up, maybe it doesn't, but, like, legit, that I would not expect a 1500 DVa to do that many good things, like, make that many right choices in that short of a time frame. Like, to pivot that quickly, 1500 DVas can't do that. So that was really impressive to me. And it's just the general positioning that's kind of screwing you up here. Oh, whoops.
I'm not a good user.
Yeah, Taser, let's do a Lucio VOD.
Get through this.
So, just like with Monkey Leap, you want to use your boosters as an escape more often than you want to use them to engage face first into the enemy team like that. That'll just get you killed. Okay, and then, your bomb, look how much HP you have when you send this out. You basically have a full map. Half a map. And sending your bomb out gets you killed. Trades your life for the Hanzo. Which, okay, cool, you got the Hanzo, but, like, I think you're worth more. And your bomb is a free life. It's a self-res. You almost always want to use it to get your mech back after you've been demeched, and not to engage with. Sometimes engaging with it is okay. Like, sometimes you can use it just to get kills, but usually you want to wait until your mech is dead or about to die, and then you just flick it into the air. Maybe you get some kills, maybe you make some space, but you get a whole free life again and you get to play again without having to, like, be a useless baby for a little bit. That's really good. This is good. Now you're playing cover. This is less cover. Ryan pinned you out of it. He pinned you out.
I need healing. Need healing. Time to raise my DPS.
Good kill.
What's my highlight here?
That was good. Now go up top left, top left, top left. Come up here, pressure from here, push them back. You got cover, and then you can use your boosters to get back here if you get pushed. Yeah? Push those off angles, push those off angles. Deny them from the enemy, because like... That might be okay. So there's like some target priority issues here, like you should have been focusing that Mercy who was pocketing the Rhine rather than the Rhine shield. Or just going on other people entirely. Which you eventually did, but like... You're kind of tunnel visioning here. Aw, good attempt at the boot there. And grab dragon. Still, that was really good. Okay, Dev. Sleep was good. Sorry, meds are still kicking in, so I haven't actually been, like, watching chat very well. But I got coffee. So, like, you were just so far out of your effective range, it didn't matter that the damage was being doubled. This is better. This is a lot better. Yep, and now this Rhine is screwed because you're pressuring an off angle. He can't shield from every direction.
Are you even trying?
I'm taking the point.
But you deserve this.
Good job. Okay. I'm going to show you a DPS and off-tank thing that is super important. Just to close this out. End up showing this to like everywhere. Enemy team, they're wherever. Your team, they're wherever. You on an off angle, or a DPS on an off angle, someone on an off angle, yeah? This team can turn to look at the off angle, they can shoot back, they can hide from the damage, they can, in some way deal with it, or they can turn and deal with the team. They can't physically face both directions at once. They can't direct their resources in both directions at once. So any resources directed at this off angle are not being directed towards your core or your front line, and vice versa. So you as DVa want to generally stay very close to your team, but as you push in, if you can push an off angle and be shooting around the shields relative to your team, you split a lot of attention. If you can do this while standing around a corner so you can just hide and be safe, or like while on top of a high ground, even better. And then if you catch somebody out of position, you drop on them, kill them, or try to, and then you fly back up onto the high ground and you go back to pressuring this off angle. because these off angles are so powerful, a major job of yours that you were doing, and I just want to make sure that you're conscious of this, that this is like a choice and not just something that was happening, is deny the enemy from doing this. You don't have to necessarily push into enemy space to create an off angle. If you catch somebody, like that Hanzo earlier that I pointed out to you, starting to push this off angle, it is literally your job to push them back. And if you stay near your team while you do this, it's easier for your team to give you resources than it is for their team to give that enemy resources. So it becomes much easier for you to win this duel and to push them back. And then if they can't take this space, and if you're using your mobility, deny this angle, fly over here, and then deny this angle, and then, you fly back on the tracer that's about to, kill your Ana, and you peel your Ana, and then you fly over and you dive with your ball, who engages here, but you engage right next to him, not with him, but next to him, so you're still creating an angle. And then you're flying back over here, and you're doing goddamn everything, because DVa is a god if you're powerful. Like, if you can do all of this at once, she is so incredibly strong and so incredibly fun. The problem is, if you're not effectively... I mean, in bronze, you don't need a multitask nearly as much. This is more higher elo. You have to be doing all of this at once to get enough value on DVa. In lower elo, if you're doing all of this at once, you're just sort of lifting entire lobbies up onto your shoulder and winning games left, right, and center. Like, she's very, very strong. And she's a problem solver. In bronze, everything is problems all of the time. So the more of those problems you can solve, and the faster you can solve them without, dying, creating new problems of your own, the better you're going to do. So, yeah. Hopefully that's helpful. If you ever want to drop another VOD, please feel free. And